So 2020 started, we noticed an increase in violent crime. Overall, our homicide rate went up, our violent crime shootings went up. We realized that we need to take a different approach.
Families of homicide victims were not receiving the same level of care as some other crime classifications like domestic violence and sex assault and child abuse. There's lots of advocacy and coalitions for those victimizations, but the homicide families were grossly underserved, and that was typical, and that was happening in Greensboro, and there was some public outcry about that. So we created this role to work specifically with homicide victims, help them understand the process, explain the investigation to them because they didn't understand. The only thing they understood was what they saw at TV, but they were seeing like the detectives weren't treating them the same way. And then just taking care of their needs after that too. So counseling resources, not just counseling, but trauma-informed counseling, food insecurity assistance, and then home relocation assistance too. And sometimes just having somebody in the system who understands the process and what they're going to, just to listen to them and explain it.
I think one of the big parts to it is when you do things like this and you see the data, you look at the crime trend and you can use that data to say, this is who we need to be able to reach. And once you reach those people and you can see that this is working for you, then you want to expand it, right? You want to see how many places you can take it to. So that's what we started doing, and that's why we expanded the program. I think to most agencies, if you start out in this role as a, like I want to start a victim advocate, start small like we did. It doesn't take as much funding-wise, right? You put one person in there, test it out, run it in a pilot program. Once you do that, you'll see the benefits from it. The families of the victims, that they're not calling, or they're not going to city council, they're not calling the chief's office mad because they don't get the information that they want to have. That victim advocate can be that soft part of the agency that's giving the information. You'll see the benefit and you'll probably end up expanding it like we did.
It was well received, not just with the community and those families who turned to us and used us as a lifeline, but the agency was seeing value in it too, especially our upper command staff who wasn't dealing with the same amount of complaints from citizens in the same way. So we saw, like, well, if this is working and successful with homicides, I wonder if we can also incorporate that to include shooting victims and other victims of violent crime like robbery.